Is now the ultimate power in the universe.
Sharing the love, spreading the light in real time. Friday night love stream.
Very happy to have a guy we instantly resonated with. Unbiased and on the fence. I'm talking about Shane C. Robinson. And his purpose is to rise above the worldviews that are designed to separate us so we can unite as one.
Sometimes you have to sort of take a step back, and I think Unbiased and on the Fence is a really, really good title for your show, because you are in the central point when you're unbiased and on the fence. That's what it means. It doesn't mean you're indecisive. It means you are taking the central point and you're seeing the multiple perspectives.
Unbiased and on the fence.
If you haven't checked Unbiased on the Fence, go and check his channel out. You might like it.
This is Dan Holfeld from Talk is Cheap, and you're listening to Unbiased and on the Fence with Shane Robinson.
If this much sincerity enters your life, come to this much. What I know, I know. What I do not know, I do not know. I don't believe anything, I don't disbelieve anything. I'm willing to look at everything. You will become a sensible human being.
Have you checked out our website?
Visit us on the web at uotf.net. You're listening to The Love Stream.
All around the world in real time.
This is Shane with Unbiased and On the Fence. You're listening to the Friday Night Love Stream.
Your calls, your stories, on air. You're listening to the Love Stream.
Sharing the love and spreading the light all around the world. This is Unbiased and On the Fence.
Unbiased and on the fence.
Welcome to Unbiased and On the Fence. It's the Friday Night Love Stream, and guess who's with me already? Gene. What's up, Gene?
Hi, everybody.
So good to have you back. We're gonna have some fun with tarot again tonight. I've been really looking forward to this. So, I'm looking here at my.
Yeah, me too. It was really fun.
Yeah, definitely. You've really got you're definitely, that's a gift that you have. So it's really cool to see someone and I've seen that a lot in this community where people just have this gift and it's just a natural thing for them to just let it unfold so naturally. You know what I mean? In an intuitive way. So that's really neat. Let me see.
It is fun.
Making sure that looks like we're going out here. I don't know how you guys are finding me. Did you guys find the notification or did you actually look it up? If you can let me know in the chat, because it looks like what I set up did not work. It's using some weird title. That it should say Love Stream for the title and it's got something else. So I'm still figuring it out, but at least we're live. So we can still take calls, so if anybody wants to get a reading, you can actually call the number on the screen and talk with Gene and I live on the air, and that'd be perfect. So should we start with one, maybe a collective card pulling or reading, Gene, or something for the group?
Yeah.
That'd be kind of neat.
Yeah. Karen said she sees the notification, and somebody else said they don't see it, so maybe it'll take a little bit of time. All right, so I am shuffling, and I'm shuffling for the Friday Night Love Stream for today, September 25th. It's a great day, and it's storming here again. Not really storming, it's just raining, but the last time we had thunder and lightning, and it was just so cool.
Yeah.
I was just really feeling the vibe.
Yeah, definitely.
So I have been practicing and really having a good time with it. So I pulled a card, and it's the King of Swords, and I think this is you, Shane.
Oh.
Sorry. You said an overall card for tonight.
Yeah.
So let's see what the King of Swords has to say. Authoritarian, intellectual, usually at the top of his profession, Fair, takes responsibility, good communicator, logical, clear thinker, commands respect, fair with his children but never indulgent. Interesting.
Yeah.
Does it ring a bell for you?
No.
Let's see. I'm looking at. Go ahead.
It sounded like it cut you off or whatever, but yeah, definitely. I try to pull back a little bit with the authoritarian part of it, the authoritative part, but yeah, naturally, it is something I have to work on, not to be too pushy. I have come a long way with that, though.
I think that it takes a village.
Mm-hmm.
It takes all kinds. Good strength. Strengths. Some people have certain strengths, and some people don't.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of. It's definitely you.
But I kind of feel like it could be representative of the whole group, because if you think of how strong we are together, like you're saying, like some of us are weak, others are strong, and we do really command a presence here, don't we? And the Lightworker 5D community, those that are ready to shift upwards, and expand, and definitely our own breed, if you will.
Absolutely, we have a beautiful group here,
mm-hmm.
and a lot of amazing souls and talents.
Mm-hmm.
It's a beautiful collection.
Yeah, it really is.
I've had some opportunity to practice a little bit, and while practicing, I was saying, "Oh, do you have any questions?" And she's like, "No, I just was, wanting to see what would come through." And so I did a reading, and then after the reading, things were coming up. So she just got a new dog, and I was able to tap into her new dog. Her new dog was named as Rosie, and she's what they call. She rescued her, but she used to be like the mother on a puppy mill. Like she would have puppies, and then they would sell the puppies. So this is the mother. She doesn't have any babies anymore. So they let her rescue her.
Mm-hmm.
So now she's like really doesn't know how to be a dog, because was created the whole time she was. Isn't that terrible? I said, you are such an amazing person to rescue a dog like that has never actually been a dog or been able to run around or have a family.
Mm-hmm.
And she's really just taken her under her wing. And I was able to tap into the little dog's feelings and stuff. It was really cool. It was really, really cool. I've never had that. Had that opportunity before. So. It was interesting, and I am doing well, practicing,
mm-hmm.
getting to know, and I learn something new every time I sit with somebody, and the biggest thing is learning how to send the Zoom links, getting people to get onto the Zoom links. That's like the hardest part. So,
but that's pretty easy once you figure it out, It's more daunting before you figure it out. But once you do it a few times, you're like, yeah, this isn't so bad at all.
Yeah.
Pretty much anything's like that, I guess.
Well, I learned that you can't send the Zoom link through Messenger. So, just little things.
Oh,
you just learn
okay.
as you go along.
Yeah, it has to be emailed or something?
Either or email, but not messenger text. You
Right.
can't send the link through the messenger for some
That's
reason.
interesting. Yeah, I didn't know that. I guess I'm not a big Facebook person. So. Let's see.
Right.
Hey, if you guys want to call in and get a reading, so you can just kind of, I guess, pull. I'm kind of curious about relocating, and if I'll be here for a while, can you look at something like that? Just as far as.
Sure, I can.
See
I
what
can
comes
start
up.
shuffling.
See if it shows somebody traveling or sitting still, I guess. I don't know how it works. We'll see.
So changing residence for you.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Oh, the Hermit. Doesn't look like it right now. The Hermit is introspective. I remember that from last week. Yeah.
That's funny, the Hermit. I remember that too. But you know, it's funny because I didn't really want to move, but my kids have both. Well, two of them were like, you know, have you thought about moving? I'm like, why move? I hate to move. You know, they're like, well, we want a different house. I'm like, why? Like, I don't know. We just want a different house. I'm like, it's so silly. You know, what's wrong with this one? It's serving our needs or whatever. So but anyway, I was just kind of curious. You know, if I always listen to the, you know, sometimes people will get that feeling. I'm like, I don't know. Maybe I'm comfortable where I am, but maybe sometimes you're a little too comfortable and you don't notice signs saying, hey, it's time to uproot and leave. So I was just kind of curious about that. That's good. Hermit. I like that.
It actually reads, it signifies careful thought and contemplation, withdrawal from the outside world in order to reflect and find inner wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
This card indicates that you have all the answers you need within inside yourself. Perhaps you need some introspection to access them.
Mm.
Yeah. Careful thought and contemplation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I just, as soon as I pulled the card, I felt like a no.
Right. Yeah. That's what I felt.
But
too.
I do see you visiting spiritual, high vibrational locations, visiting them.
Mm-hmm.
I see you back in vortexes. I see you back like Uluru, and I see you like, you know, in highly, I don't know, vortex areas,
Mm-hmm.
for lack of a better term. I don't know.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You're going to be drawn to it. You're going to be called to it. And it'll be, you know, like a visit.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe even Machu Picchu or something, some sort of a natural
that'd be awesome.
monument kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And you'll have like some sort of like download or, you know, gain wisdom just from the experience, and you'll come back a whole different person. Just like, I mean, you said the way you described your visit to, where did you go
Sedona?
out in Arizona?
Yeah.
Where was it?
Sedona.
Yes, Sedona, yes. Yeah. The way you described that, that it was a magical experience for you, I definitely see you doing more of that as well.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know, like there's something in North Carolina or something too. Like just kind of,
Okay.
Yeah, there's some vortexes out in North Carolina. So it doesn't always have to be like Uluru. I did say Uluru because it's going to be a big deal in the next 5 years, I think.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people are saying.
Where is that
talking about it. But I think it's Australia or New Zealand.
Oh, okay.
If I can open another window here.
Yeah, that would be a trip to go down to Australia, or you know, especially if it's like the dead of winter and you go there and it's the dead of summer, or vice versa. It would just be really weird.
It's Australia.
Right.
It's Australia, but it's a very, very magical place, and you know, very galactic. A lot of openings and connections there.
Yeah. It's strange because I had come across a Mandela effect in a song by a band called Live, and they used to say the Aegean Sea in the song, and now it says the Fijian Sea, like the Fiji Islands area. And definitely a change for me. But that's come up several times, and then I found out it's like down in that area too, the Fijis. So it's interesting.
Wow. It is mind-blowing. It is mind-blowing. You know, I kind of run into synchronicities a little bit more than I have actually run into a personal Mandela effect myself, and I do look for them and watch for them. But I think that my memory is just not so good that I don't ever question things, or I'll just talk myself out of it before I'll investigate.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. Yeah, I was like that too, and that's why it took me a year to see it. Where other people are like, I saw it right away. I'm like, not me. Just don't trust my memory, you know. But like with the statue growing up, it wasn't really a memory thing. You know, I needed something like that where it was like not even a memory. Remembering how his fist was to his forehead to me wasn't a memory. It's just that's how it was. You know what I mean? And like all of a sudden it's in a different place. So for me, it was it took something like that too. So I completely understand.
Yeah. And you describe it so well. It's very easy to picture and understand what you went through. And you said you used to carry it around, like you would hold on to it. Where
hook my finger in there.
You know, because that's so cool.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
But, you know, that's an anchor memory. But it was more just seeing it every day, you know. Just growing up, it was always there, like on my desk. And like I said about drawing it so many times. So, yeah, it does take those anchor memories. Or like people have the Berenstein conversation that never would have happened if it had been Stein the whole time, you know, of how to pronounce it and things like that. So it's hard to get beyond those anchor memories where you have this whole scene that you remember, this whole memory of a conversation that just wouldn't have taken place had it not been different, you know.
Yes.
So, Laura Lee's asking who you are. Jean, actually, we had Jean on, Sherry and I had her on Paranormal Frequencies. Was that like January of last year? 19, seems like, somewhere.
Yes, it was quite some time ago, and I love those ghost stories. Oh, yeah, they're great stories.
So yeah, Jean is a longtime viewer, and she's had lots of experiences, and I wish I had that link readily available, but it was, you could probably find it and paste it in there later, you know where it is, but yeah, it was, you had all of these wonderful stories and all of that, so anybody that's been around for a while is probably already familiar with you. But how would you describe yourself, Jean, for those that you're new to people? Let's see.
Well, I am a Saturday morning listener, so I'm not usually live on the chat as much. Friday evenings are used to be date night with my husband, but we don't go anywhere now that since the new turn of events. But so I used to listen every Saturday morning, and now I try and catch it live on Friday evenings if I can. And I just put in the chat, hi everyone, so they could see my handle or my name on there. It's Gina Labry, Alabri. And so I'm just a beginner. I had some extra time because I've been working from home, and I really like reading my own cards and reading oracle cards. And I had this big dilemma come up with my job, and I was kind of obsessed trying to figure out what was going to happen. And I just needed to know. I just needed to be, validated of what was going to happen. And so I started reading my cards, and I was like, oh, what am I going to, I can't really trust myself if I'm just doing it myself. I don't know if I'm just reading into it, no pun intended, or making things up, or, and so I thought, oh, I'll just start, I asked my nieces, and they're like in their late 20s, and I said, will you help me learn how to read cards, and, I'll do your cards and see what comes out. I just want to practice. And so I did, and it was really eerie and amazing, the outcome that happened with my nieces. And then I read a couple of other friends, and then I just called you one night, and I'm telling you, it was like maybe I hadn't been doing it very long, and you said, well, let's just pull some cards.
Yeah.
It was really, really crazy.
It's awesome, isn't it? It's like that connection is made and the information comes. And we were actually discussing how it almost seems like it's better when someone's a stranger and you don't have all of the filtered information that you know about the person to sort of color things, you know what I mean? So I think it's real helpful to I think this is a great way to get feedback, you know.
It's so validating because after we got off the show that night, the next morning I looked through to see, you know, what the responses were. And they're like, you nailed my surroundings. I can't believe she said that. And this is, I listened to it over and over again. And I was really touched. It was just really validating. And it was so much fun. I had a lot of fun and uplifting and so just trying to do the best I can and help other people out a little bit and have some fun along the way. It's really what.
Also, you do pendulums, I wanted to mention. So if you guys just have a question, Margaret says, can you pull a card for me? Do you have a question or anything, or do you just want a card in general, Margaret? Because we can pull a card for Margaret. You don't actually have to call in if you guys want to just chime in the chat. That's totally cool. And Laura, you should call in if you want. That would be cool. It's good to have the vocal feedback that's good too, but.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
But while we're waiting, you could just see what you feel off of that.
Let's see about Margaret. Need some guidance for Margaret.
Yeah.
All right, something popped out here. I'm going to take it. Oh, wow.
Just general.
Ace of Cups.
Perfect.
I have to stop oohing and ahhing over this deck. I just I don't make
it's beautiful. I looked up those
pictures. I listened
pictures.
back and I was like, oh, geez.
Yeah, it's really beautiful.
Oh, you did? You looked up the pictures?
Yeah, I did. Because she said the name of the deck, and I looked it up, and they're real beautiful. I looked up the card that you pulled for me with the little bees and all that. It was beautiful.
Oh, good. I'm so glad you were able to look at it. It makes a big difference, I think, if you can see the cards, especially, you know, it just has so many symbolisms or some, you know.
All right.
Okay, so the Ace of Cups says Ace symbolizes new beginnings. The water element is represented by cups and stands for emotion. So the Ace of Cups shows a new start of a new relationship, new beginning of love and happiness. So this is Margaret. Margaret, you hold on to your seat, girlfriend. You're on your way. For those already in a solid relationship, it represents a sense of renewal in the love partnership or a start of something new, which brings emotional happiness to the home and family. What a beautiful card.
Yeah, I was wondering that. I'm like, what if Margaret's sitting with her husband right now? He might be giving her the eyebrow, so I'm glad that it followed up with that next sentence. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's see. We have somebody that's going to join in with us. And Margaret, you can kind of chime in with what you feel about that. And let's see who we have here. 608 area code. Who am I talking to?
Hello, Shane. It's Laura Lee. How are you?
How's it going, Laura?
Doing good.
Got a little bit of an echo. A little bit of an echo coming back through. Like,
hold on. Let me make sure my YouTube is muted.
It's really quick, so I think it's actually your phone echoing. I think it's my phone coming. Actually, do you have headphones? I think last time you unplugged them and it was better.
Oh, yeah. So I do have headphones on. You think that's the problem?
I think last time, usually that solves the problem, but last time I think you unplugged it and it made it better.
Okay, I took them out.
Perfect. Check 1, 2. Yep, I'm not echoing anymore.
Okay.
Okay, perfect. So yeah, and you sound clearer too.
Sweet.
Okay, so Laura Lee, this is Jean, Laura Lee.
Hello, Jean.
Hi, Laura Lee. So glad to hear you. I've listened to you call in before. I love your perspective on things. It's amazing.
Well, wow, that is so cool. That's awesome. I appreciate that, and I just loved hearing your story of how you got into it and how it was just like meant to be. You had to start reading, and it happened.
Absolutely. I was looking for guidance and needed validation, and thank goodness, it's amazing. So are you looking for a card tonight?
Yeah, that would be super cool. If I say what, or do I just say, hey? you should pull a card and see what the world wants me to do in my life.
It's your choice. You want to just get one card for guidance for Laura Lee, right?
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
One card for guidance for Laura Lee. One card for guidance, Laura Lee. Oh, I see one popping out here. That's good. I like these popping out. Oh, girl. It's a Page of Wands. This is usually symbolizes a young man. But let's see what happens. Have to find it. Sorry. So, Laura Lee, are you at home tonight?
I am.
That's good. Okay. So it just says good news is coming in. Usually swiftly, maybe work-related. Can be classed as letters, telephone calls, or word of mouth. Wow. That's all. It's an event. Good news is coming in. Usually swiftly, maybe work-related. I've never seen it's only a 2-sentence one. But that's good. And it says that it's active and energetic, cheerful, optimistic, sometimes appears quiet, fearless, action-oriented, full of new ideas, but often lacks thinking it through.
That sounds like me.
Tendency to dive into things head first without much forethought. Cheeky or little monkey or lovable rogue describes this person. Aww. Cheeky little monkey is what it says. That is so cute. Yeah, so you like to dive into things head first. Is that what it is? Which is great.
Well, that maybe, but just with little thought. It's even the thinking before you speak kind of thing, like whatever comes to my brain, and then I think, oh, I shouldn't have said that, or why did I do that, or say that, or think that? But yeah, that's also intuition, right?
Yeah, absolutely. You're probably channeling. That's why it comes out so fast.
I wanted to chime in
so I can
here.
blame it on somebody else.
Right,
yeah.
That's your higher self coming through. Jean, I wanted you to mention the deck that you're using for those that are listening that might want to look up the picture. They can just Google it or something. And we're going to have Jean back for an actual video where we will actually have it'll be separate from a love stream. We'll do our own separate little thing, and it'll be fun, be more interactive, and then. So for now, though, you can.
So that I can show the cards.
Right,
yeah.
so we can see the cards. That'll be really neat.
It's the Gilded Tarot.
The Gilded Tarot, that's right.
And that was the Page of Wands.
Yes, he is the Page of Wands. And it just says good news coming in, usually swiftly, maybe work-related. Are you expecting any good news? You don't have to be.
I'm always expecting good news. I'm always like, whatever great is happening,
answer.
Come on, baby. I think it's time. I think that's the message I've been getting lately is it's time. So maybe that was the next part of the message is it's time for good news. I like it.
I do too. That's great. That's great. I'm always I'm always expecting good news, right? How big can it get, right?
As soon as you ask that, I'm like, oh, this sounds like a trick question. What's the best? That was the first thing that came to my mind. Because you know what? Like lately, I've heard so many people say, and I won't keep this going too long because I'm sure other people want to call in and get a card, but that things are manifesting so quickly these days, and just try to keep, as hard as it is sometimes, just try to keep your thoughts positive because whatever you're thinking about is generally, as we're seeing the world speed up, just seems like things are coming in faster and faster. So that was literally what just came to my mind as soon as you said that. And I think 6 months ago, I would have probably said something completely opposite of that. Like, no good news ever comes to me or whatever, And so, anywho, and I don't mean it in a bad way. I just think I'm seeing myself change my thought process a little bit just by realizing that that's all we've got is our thoughts, and our thoughts create feelings, our feelings create situations, circumstances. There's a lot going on with that one card you just pulled. That's for sure. Pretty cool.
That's amazing.
That is really.
And I've been looking into. I don't know what it was. Something started making. I love to listen and watch tarot readers all the time, like a lot. It's almost like this obsession I have. You know, I've gotten better. I've cut down. I've gotten down to my few favorite ones, but then I all of a sudden like loved their tarot cards. So then I started ordering tarot cards, and I'm like, what am I doing? I don't even know how to read them. But you know, I'll shuffle them. I'll look at them. I'll read up their meanings. I'll ask a question, and maybe I'll look at them again the next day. But it was just kind of cool to hear how you got into it. That was, you know, you talked about doing that for your nieces and how eerie it was, and it was just kind of like, I've mentioned to people that I want to do it for them, and it hasn't really happened yet. So who knows? Maybe that's the next good news. Yeah.
Absolutely. Maybe we should trade readings. Maybe we should connect. I don't know if you're on Facebook, but you see my name on there, and
I did.
Facebook, you know, messenger me, and we can just trade.
Okay.
You can do a reading, I can do a reading, and we'll both get our practice in.
Okay, that sounds like an awesome plan. I think there was a reason I felt like I had to call. At first, I'm like to Shane in the chat, I'm like, who's Jean? Please tell me. And then he's like, she's cool. It's all good. Everyone knows her. And I'm like, all right, I'll call. So yes.
Okay, good.
No, I saw your name. I will message you. And thank you so much for the card tonight. And happy Friday Night Love Stream to everyone out there.
Thanks so much.
Let us know what the good news is when you find out.
Yeah,
it sounds awesome. I sure will. You bet I will. Okay.
Lots of love to you, Lorelei.
Take care, y'all.
Okay, bye-bye.
Lots of love. All right, bye.
Awesome.
Wow.
That's so freaking cool, man. It's like just that connection's there, and you're able to just tap right into it like that. With the help of, I mean, these cards are just popping out too, right?
Yes. Absolutely. They are. They're just popping out. And I like that when that happens this way. I don't have to, less pressure on me. I just listen to the cards.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anybody else, or do you want to?
I told Sherry that she's at work. I told her you were going to be on tonight, and she said, well, if you don't have anybody doing anything, have her pull me a card. So since you know Sherry already, you can pull her a card. I'll send her a text and tell her, like, you can watch the show later. So, but for everybody else, if you would like to do a live reading and call in, just call the number on the screen, or you can join from the web address. Just click the link in the description below and join that way, and you can just join from anywhere in the world through the website. Let's see what we got for Sherry.
Okay, so I had a card pop out again, and it is the Two of Pentacles. Mm-hmm. And it is a man standing. We had this last week, I think. That he's standing on the shore, and there is an ocean behind him with a dolphin, a ship, and behind the ship is a full moon. And the gentleman is holding two pentacles, and between the two pentacles is a rainbow. It's a beautiful image.
Wow. Was that one that you pulled for Sherry? Because she called in last time, didn't she? Yeah, if I want to remember it.
I thought I forgot to bring paper. I was going to bring paper because I remember you said, what was that card? And I like threw you under the bus. I'm like, what was it? Or something. I'm like, I should bring paper and write them down, but I didn't.
Okay, so at least it's a video, so we can go back and listen. But
that's true.
I know she's going to like that one only because she told me a story, I think, about dolphins at the Monroe Institute or something like that. So I think she's got some dolphin, because she got a dolphin synchronicity before. So that's going to be a cool one for her. We'll have to see what she says about that, though.
Okay, so the description reads, the Two of Pentacles represents the effort needed to successfully maintain a balance in life. This can be trying to keep more than one project going simultaneously, a balance of home and work, or even juggling finances. Care is needed to maintain a balance to ensure everything progresses smoothly and flows harmoniously. The signs are good that this can be attained. It would freak me out if that was the same card I pulled for her last week, or the last time.
That'd be something. Oh my goodness.
That is.
It's like same message.
Yeah.
You know, that's so funny because I know she works a lot too, so I know it is hard to find that balance if you're working a lot. That's awesome.
Yeah, but I think that's her calling. I think that, you know, she doesn't feel like she's working. She feels like that's her mission in life. Like that, she's called to do that. It's not just like a job for her. It's her.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's her mission. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. That's why I always say, like, if you're happy where you're at, don't think of it as, it's a 3D job, because we need loving people everywhere to shine that light, you know, whether it's serving you food or, you know, at a drive-through window or something, you know, so.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I'm trying to see if anybody here wants to, anybody else wants a card in the chat? Or you can call in.
I have the pendulum here too.
Yeah, if you guys want a yes or no question answered. There we go.
Oh, Mrs. Wright is there. Hi, Kate. I was trying to connect with Kate earlier today, and she was going to help me practice, but things just didn't work out as far as schedule, and we'll need to reschedule, but she just popped on. I just saw her.
Oh, that'll be fun.
And I remember, I remember pulling her card last week. I don't know, Kate, say if you want a card tonight, I'll pull a card for you.
You were picking up psychically. That's cool. Telepathy. Already turning on there. Look at that.
Did you see she said she wants a card?
Yeah, and it was like it popped up. It was like she sent the message telepathically, and, you know, she just can't type fast enough because you were already on it. So, yeah, let's do one for Kate.
Look, Kate, you got to go with the flow. You got to go with the flow, and whatever happens for a reason, and there's always a better time. So don't worry about a thing, girl. We will connect. And I want Kate to do a swap with me as well. She bought a tarot deck, and I said, you do my reading, I'll do your reading. So here's a card that just popped out for Kate. And, oh, beautiful. The Hierophant. Let me see what he says. And it's number 5. And so, Kate, I also wanted to tell you best of luck with your new wheels there. I'm really happy for you. The Hierophant may. Oh, let me get my other glasses. Sorry, I have my. The Hierophant may indicate help from a wise, trusted person, such as a mentor, teacher, religious figure, usually one who is respected in the local community, but certainly someone whom the client holds in trust and high regard. This card frequently refers to large institutions such as hospitals, educational establishments, government offices, churches, or large organizations. It also suggests conformity and conventional set ways of working or thinking where it is difficult to implement change. It can be representative of following traditional values and moral ethics, or the need to find a deeper meaning to life in the exploration of spiritual matters. Wow.
That's packed full of information on that one.
Wow.
The Hierophant.
Yeah, and then I'm trying to see if there's anything that I can tap into. It, I'm not sure if, sort of like she is maybe struggling between her 3D corporate world and her 5D spiritual goddess self intuition, that she feels like there is a struggle between the two. She knows she's called, she knows, she remembers, she has feelings, she has, like something driving her or pushing her towards the spiritual or intuitive type of experiences, but she's also tied down with family and job and 3D things that she feels as though she's torn between the two. She has a very strong need or desire to go towards the metaphysical and the spiritual and to learn and to tap into that. And she has that excitement there. So, and don't we all? I do the same thing every day too. And
absolutely.
I think that's kind of what I'm getting from the card. That there's institutional type of things that are surrounding her, organizations, government offices, blah, 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 like all of these crazy 3D things, but then she has this, strong desire inside of her to look past that and to tap into her knowing. She already has a knowing, and it's so flattering that she connected with me the last time we were on so strongly, and she contacted me right away. She's like, let's trade readings, and I'm like, okay, great. It was a lot of fun. So, I think that I think that tarot cards are a tool, and I like I said this the last time I was on, it really just helps us to open up to our own intuition or to the guidance that is right there. It is just so very subtle. It's just being able to relax, open, and trust. That the messages that we're getting we're being guided. They're coming from a higher source for sure. So that was a good one. Kate, I hope you liked it. I don't know. Did she respond? See, the thing is, I have reading glasses and then I have computer glasses, and they're not the same one. Oh, she said, that's really spiritual card makes sense now. Oh, good, Kate. Yep to all that. She's so sweet. Thanks, Kate.
Hey, Dana, are you wanting a card too?
I'm not used.
Just let us know if you are. Go ahead. I'm sorry to interrupt.
No, that's okay. I thought I got a big kick out of it because I wasn't reading the chat the last time, and I was calling her Mrs. Wright. It was cute, like Mr. Wright, Mrs. Wright.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, she says yep to all of that.
Yeah.
So that's cool. Anybody else want to call in and
great.
actually do, that way you can get live feedback? That would be awesome. But you don't have to. If you just want a card, just chime in. Or she has her pendulum, so we can do a yes or no or question. Hey, Maria. She just joined us. She'll probably want one. Or wait, I think you did a card for Maria last time, didn't you? It doesn't matter. If you had one before, you can get another one. It's not like you only get one or anything. So. That's cool. Let's do a pendulum one. Should we do like a, I don't know, like a world event or something, like maybe like a 2021 question or something. I don't know.
I agree.
What would be a good question to sort of get an answer to and then see if it works out?
Well, I'm trying to be, let me see. Yeah. I do know that the veils are lifting. I do know that our emotions and our vision and what we can see, like, it's sort of like the veils are lifting from our eyes, like the 2020 vision is, it's coming in waves, it's coming in like, peeling back. The veils are peeling back a little bit at a time, and each time we can see things a little more clearly, and that our hearts are opening at the same time, so that you would know somebody your whole entire life, but one day you wake up and you see them just a little differently. Like, it's so clear. Like, you can see their heart, you can see their struggles, you can see their emotions, you can see their who they are so clearly that you couldn't see it before. You're like, oh, I've known that person my whole life. I've never noticed that about them before. Not necessarily like a physical feature, but just an emotional way that they are. It's sort of like everybody, the veils are lifting, their facades, their persona, their ego that they walk around, their personality is being revealed, and there's no more hidden information. You know how when we practice telepathy, that you have to have pure thought. You have to have, like Laura Lee just said, everything you think and everything you feel needs to be, pure thought, very high vibrational, very positive, because we're manifesting through our thoughts. And everything is happening so rapidly now. And as the months go on, I can see things and see people clearer that you couldn't see before. I'm not sure how to explain that. But I can feel their heart. I can feel their emotions. Yeah.
Right. And, and I think on some level, it almost seems like people are just waking up a little bit more, and a little bit more shining through. But, it could just be our eyes are being open, like you're saying. It could, or a little bit of both. There's really no telling. But I do know what you're saying about noticing changes in people. And then I even think back on some of the sessions I had where it was like, as you sort of raise your vibration, you sort of shift into these higher realms where you're with and around higher versions of the people you're normally around. And it's kind of mind-boggling to think of it that way. But as you kind of move up, you're moving up into those higher realms. So we're not even thinking about it right when we're like, we've got to wake everybody up and it's like, dude, once we get there, we're there and they're already there. And it's because time isn't real. So there's this different way of looking at it that I'm still trying to wrap my head around, because it's so hard to imagine things outside of time and space,
Right. I'm not sure if you caught that Magenta Pixie video today, but she said that it's the end. It's the people are saying that it's the end of time, and she said, don't mistake that as being the end of the world or the end of our days. It's the actual, literally the end of time, because we created it. That time will no longer exist. That's why that's why the prophecies are saying the end of time.
Right.
That was like so mind-blowing for me. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
No more time, no more space.
And we kind of know this, that we're moving, outside of those limitations, because time is a limitation, space is a limitation, and it's just part of the construct. So, yeah, of course we're moving out of time, or time's running out or ending.
Yes.
That's a good thing.
Yes, it is. Yeah. And so many things like that are just making so much more sense, like where the Earth is and where the galaxy, or where our solar system is in the galaxy, where the galaxy is in the universe, and all of those things are changing. So we have to change our, frequency, our just the makeup, and all of these things are changing, and that we all chose to be here on the Earth during this time, and that I don't know if you've heard couple of people say that the people from Atlantis and I can't think of the other one, but what was it? Atlantis that was destroyed. What was the other one that was called?
Oh, Lemuria.
Lemuria. They said that we are people who, the souls who experienced that have come back here to experience it again and to help to raise the vibration and to manifest the change, to help create the change and help it to go through smoother and to bring us to the new dimension.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that was amazing. I mean, like, so you're listening to these things and you get chills up and down your spine. You're like,
Yeah.
Man, that's really true. It feels right.
That's another thing, because it was like for a lot of us it came up that we've had these connections together and have been working together since all the way back in Egypt, the time of the pyramids and all that. So it's just wild to wrap your head around all that. It's going to be interesting. I'm sort of glad we don't remember all the lives right now, because it's hard enough to keep up with one. But yeah, I think Maria wants a card, so let's pull a card for Maria. See what Maria Mars. Just a general card. Dana said he never gets cards usually. You want to try one tonight? If she wants to, don't go out of your way. Okay. No, it's no problem, Dana.
One just popped out. I'm loving this.
This is for Maria. Let's see what popped out for Maria.
It's the Fool, which is good. And let's see the page here. It is, when the Fool appears in a reading, it suggests that the unexpected opportunities will suddenly appear that can bring welcome change. You need to remain open, as it will involve the need to make a major choice, seemingly out of the blue. There are moments in life when we need to take a leap of faith and travel along paths that are unknown to us, but we grow as a result of our experiences. Good going. Good going, Maria.
Whoops.
Unexpected opportunities will suddenly appear that can bring welcome change. You need to remain open, as it will involve the need to make a major choice seemingly out of the blue. Wow.
Wow.
That's exciting.
We'll see what Maria feels about that. That's interesting. My chat's not loading in right now. I'm trying to get it to... Actually, we're pulling cards tonight, so if you want a card, just holler. Okay, let's do one for Dana. And then we can let... you can chime in to what you feel about that, Maria. And then, okay, so the Conscious Evolution, that's Dana. We'll pull a card for Dana, see if something pops out, or I can say now or something.
Sure.
How about now? And anything pop up?
Yes. 10 of Pentacles. Girl, that's a lot of money, I think.
This is a guy, Dana.
Yeah,
this is the Conscious Evolution.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Yeah, you might know him by the Conscious Evolution more in the chat.
Okay. Still looking for it. Hang on. It threw me a little bit. Dana. I'm lowering my voice so that I can get into the masculine energy there.
Good job.
The Ten of Pentacles signifies financial and family stability. Beautiful, Dana. Home and family security essential to this card, and property sales are often indicated. It particularly tends to refer to the family home. This card also shows material possessions being passed through the generations. So thought should be given to ensuring that wills, trusts, and insurance policies have been written are in good order and are up to date. Inheritances can also be indicated with this card. It can represent a large sum of money or increase in finances, but should always be read in context with the other cards. This lovely card shows the satisfaction of feeling settled and materially secure. Your home and family have a firm and comfortable foundation. All is well in your world. Oh, Dana, this is such a beautiful card.
Did you see what Dana said when he first came into the chat tonight?
No, what did he say?
He said...
Conscious evolution? The Maria.
Yeah, he said, hello, everyone, from my new home in Alabama. So it's interesting that he's like, now this card's talking about like settling in. You're going to be there for a little bit, it sounds like, right? I don't know. That's kind of what
I wonder if it was a family home that was from a family member.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it was a different kind of family, like a... We'll see. I think he was doing something sort of like Carrie was doing, where it was more like a community thing or something. It sounded interesting. In fact, he said he's going to call in next week, so we'll hear more about it when he calls in. But I think that's interesting. That I'm pretty sure that's going to fit in with a lot of stuff. Let's see. Let us know what you think of that, Dana. Let's see. I think High Vibin', Maria, won it 1-2. Did you want a card? I'm trying to see. Cosmic stuff. Oh, you have like 10 pendulums. I thought you were telling me a card. The 10 of pendulums or something. I don't know cards. Let's see.
Yeah, that's a beautiful card, the Ten of Pentacles. And the security and the family and the, making sure all of his affairs are in order and, inheritance and things like that. Either setting it up for your children or, having things be occurring from your family,
Oh, we did miss somebody here. Thanks, Kate. I totally missed that. Okay, let's see. Lark won it one. Lark Kemper wants a card. Nobody wants to call in, and you can actually call in, and that way you can, get some live feedback if you like. But you don't have to. Okay. Okay, yeah. Lark. We'll see what comes up.
Ah. Okay, 1 second. So Lark is a beautiful name. And seems like whoever named her that, whether it was herself or her parents, were very creative. And in tuned themselves. The Page of Swords kicked out for Lark. And just find the pages because they're Page of Swords. Represents delayed news or disappointing news. It can show minor problems with or for a child, for instance, a child's behavior. Depending upon the surrounding cards, it may represent someone causing minor problems with petty gossip. Do you have any young issues in your world?
That's pretty specific, isn't it? Let's see what Lark says about that. That's interesting.
Delayed or disappointing news. It can show minor problems with or for a child, like their behavior, depending upon the surrounding cards. It says the quick-minded, cool. This Page of Swords is quick-minded, cool, and deep. Takes everything in, but does not speak unnecessarily. Secretive, analytical, tends to make logical decisions. Appears quite solemn, even when happy. Can appear insensitive to others' feelings. Injustice on any level accepts them as they stick to the rules and can't understand others who don't. That's me. Can be deceitful, gossipy, causing rumors, trouble, though not intentionally. I stick to the rules, and I can't understand why some other people don't sometimes, but that's just like with work-related stuff. Yeah.
Oh, Maria says thanks for her card again that you pulled. It was so interesting that she got the same card too, and she's been connecting with the same message just like this recently.
She was pulling cards at the same time or a different time? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
She got the same card the last time?
Oh, I think she pulled a card. Thanks again for my card pull. Let's see. I got that card too. So I guess she pulled it and got it for herself. That's interesting. Oh, Dana said no worries. He's in touch with his feminine side. He's balanced. He doesn't know. So what did you think of that reading, Dana, just in relationship with your move? It sounded like it could have maybe made some connections for you. I'd love to hear about it. Everybody's got their cards out tonight. Funny. That's cool. You know, I've looked. I wanted to get the Law of One deck. Not to really pull cards, but to just study the archetypes and stuff. But
yes.
I just haven't found it anywhere. So I'll probably have to order it online or something.
Interesting.
Let's see. You guys, if I missed you, please chime in again. I don't want to... Because I almost missed Lark. I totally missed that. And don't forget, you can do questions too. Yes or no questions and see what the pendulum says. Let's see. It is. Kate says this gilded deck is beautiful. Yeah, if you're coming in late and you want to look up any of these images, you can find it under the Gilded Tarot. And then look up the number of the card. I think is what I did. And it brought it up. Huh. Dana says, actually, very correct. I just moved and financially way better, and so much has changed. Being included in a will by a friend. Wow. That's
Wow.
Wow. That's crazy.
Thanks for sharing, Dana. I appreciate that. Thanks for validating that, because it makes a big difference when you get feedback.
Yeah.
You know, that's part of practicing is getting that feedback.
Yeah, and that was really cool because as soon as you said that, I knew he was going to move, but I knew he was moving, but I didn't know he was all finished up. So I read that, and then that card sounded like "get settled in," and I was like, "Wow, that's synchronistic." So I kind of figured it would be some more stuff that I wasn't aware of in there. So that's really neat. Let me check that.
That is beautiful.
You guys can call in on the phone or join from the website. Or just ask a question in the chat.
I'd be curious to know if Lark's parents were like creative and artistic, and that if she has those types of qualities, or let me see. I see like ironwork, like you know how you have scrolled ironwork, either a gate or a window, or even like a piece of artwork. I don't know if somebody does that or works with that type of artwork. it's or maybe she just lives somewhere that has that scrolled ironwork around where she lives.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting.
It's in the image, or you're seeing it intuitively?
I'm seeing it intuitively.
Mm-hmm.
It's not in the image. And as far as the card, as far as not pleasant news may be coming, I'm not leaning towards that as much as I am the gossip. I think that there may be some gossip around her,
Mm-hmm.
that because it says represents delayed news or disappointing news,
Mm-hmm.
and then it says it may represent someone causing minor problems with petty gossip. So the news is related to the page, but I am linking with Lark a little bit more towards the gossip and maybe causing problems for her in the gossip area. More so than the news aspect of the card, but her parents being creative and artistic, and then maybe I'm seeing like that ironwork around her somehow, but I don't know.
Interesting. Let's see if we can get some feedback from her.
Mm-hmm.
What were you going to go? I noticed that Chozo Sapien, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, Chozo Sapien was wanting a card. Were you reading that, or did you want to say something else?
No, we can pull another card.
Yeah, let's see.
Chozo Sapien.
Yeah. Just life purpose or calling.
Oh, Lark said, I was named after my great-grandfather, family member. He was told he was Blackfoot. Wow. That's cool.
Yeah.
Cool, Lark.
That is wild.
Okay, Chozo Sapien. Is that how you're saying it?
Yep. Sounds good to me. I'm sure we're probably closer than other people, so if we're messing it up.
I'm looking for guidance for Chozo Sapien. These cards are just flying out tonight. It's one card, and it gets cockeyed so that the corner comes out of the deck when I'm shuffling.
Mm-hmm.
But it's only ever one card.
That's
and
wild.
It's like freaking me out right now.
Yeah, that's cool. It's like, here's the one. Here you go. And they've been spot on too.
All right, Chozo. Do you know if Chozo Sapien is male or female?
It's a guy, I believe. Chozo Sapien, you're a guy, right? I believe so. We'll see if I get another thumbs up. Oh, thank you so much, Kate. Hey, Kate put the link to the deck if you guys want to go check it out. Yes. Yep.
Well,
he's a guy.
All right. Well, I pulled the Queen of Swords for you, so there must be a woman in your life. But doesn't always have to be,
Right.
Could be just the. It says, I'll just read it, and you can pick out what resonates with you, because it's going to talk about a woman. So, traditionally, the Queen of Swords represents a woman on her own who had known suffering and loss, widowed, divorced, or long single, and sometimes childless. However, this is not always the case, and the personality traits are the best indication. Inner strength is probably a good description here, and this may have been gained through the experience of personal suffering. So there is perhaps an element of the traditional meaning still relevant. As a married person, she would have an independent streak and seemingly not need to rely on her partner to feel emotionally fulfilled or take care of. She is happy and contented on her own right, capable of taking care of her own affairs and not emotionally needy. The Queen of Swords is simply a strong, independent woman. So if you may know a woman that is similar to this description, or this may be the feminine aspect of yourself, and you feel that you've been through a lot and that you are currently childless and that you have inner strength, and the inner strength was gained through experience and personal suffering for yourself. Like, you could just pick out those aspects and not really,
Yeah, as I was listening, I was imagining, I was like, well, this would work for just kind of speaking to the feminine side of a man too, because especially in our community, like Dana was saying, many of us are in touch with our feminine side or are more nurturing than, like I've never been really into sports and stuff like that, But anyway.
Right. Not really. Our genders are balanced.
Mm-hmm.
The gender aspects of ourselves are more balanced and not so one-sided.
Mm-hmm. I always felt like
Yeah.
it was because I went more of the music and art route rather than, I did play Little League sports. I was very active as a kid, but I didn't ever sit around and watch it. I was never the kind of drinking beer, watching football guy. You know what I mean? Typical, what you would think of as the American guy.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Well, Dana's actually going to call in, so we'll get some live feedback when he does. Let's see.
Cool.
This is so cool. I'm going to double check this deck. Is this the same deck? Is it the Gilded Tarot Royale deck?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
I couldn't remember if I had that Royale in there last time. Okay. Oh, Lark says, and you are right on about the dealing with the gossip. Make things tough. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Whoops.
Oh my goodness! I have to be careful not to scream out because I don't want to bust anybody's ears if they're listening with headphones.
Oh, right.
Lark, that is crazy because I'm reading it and I'm like, that, the bad news thing or the unpleasant news or the disappointing news didn't really ring a bell. I said, but this part about the gossip really does stand out to me. I said, I think that is more, like the card said a couple of different things. I said that it's more the gossip part I feel is connecting. But thank you very much for the validation because it helps me to trust my own intuition. And the more you can trust your own intuition, then the stronger it becomes. It's almost like they give you more, your guides give you more information because they know you trust them now, Before they would just give you little seeds. And now they're giving me, big giant pieces of fruit.
Well, Chozo Sapien is, I kind of want to go back to his because he has, okay, with a little thinking guy. Thank you. I hope to meet a beautiful queen to serve. So it's got me wondering if this is letting him know to keep his eye open for someone. Maybe that perfect queen you've been waiting for. What do you feel? Do you feel anything with that, Gene? Single guy?
Let me tap in.
Okay. Not really picking anything.
Sorry for the dead air.
Oh, no, it's okay. Let me see. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, it could be somebody that will. It's not really saying that there's a meeting or. It may represent somebody that's already in his life right now. It may be somebody like a sister or an aunt or somebody he may be concerned with or maybe is close with or a cousin or somebody who has these trials and experiences that they've grown inner strength through. Seems to be somebody around him, maybe a family member, like I said, or something like that, but not necessarily somebody that he's
Like
going to
a romantic
meet,
interest or something.
It's only because the card doesn't lead to that. It's only describing that. So he may have somebody on his mind. I mean, I don't know if it's like an aunt or a cousin or something, you know?
Right.
That may... typically the cards pick up like the emotion that the person is having at this moment. So if he got some news that his aunt from 3 states away who was widowed and, you know, now she's, you know, whatever this situation with his aunt, he may be worried about her or concerned about the news, and then the cards will pick up on that. You know what I mean? So it's just something in his life. So, and if he doesn't resonate with any of the descriptions about himself, then I would say it would be like a family member or somebody in his life. Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's bring in Dana. Let's see here. Is that you, Dana? Are you there, Dana? I think he's here. I'll make sure I unmuted him right. He might be listening on the YouTube, in which case he'll notice here in a second. But yeah, that's interesting because it's like just the energy. The card picks up like the energy. That's interesting.
The emotion.
Yeah, the emotion.
Aw. Joseph Sapien said he's been worried about his kids. He said, finally got to see my daughters tomorrow after months of separation. Aww.
Oh, he's trying to talk, he says. Okay, it looks like you're unmuted and everything, Dana. Just maybe unplug the headphones and plug them back in, or try just going speakerphone or something. You're definitely unmuted, though. So, okay. My grandfather on his 100th birthday. Congratulations. Wow. 100 years, a century. Born in 1920.
Wow, but he has some stories.
Yeah.
He's probably like, virus? That's no sweat. I've seen it all. Mr. Polio, my mom brings that up whenever. She goes, she's Southern, she goes, I had polio. Not had it, but, you know, I've lived through it. Yeah. I've lived through this. I've lived through that. Keeps telling me about the president that had polio and he was in a wheelchair. And I'm like, okay, Mom. Every time she, like, says the same stories over and over. Yeah. I'm like, okay, I know. There's even a president. I'm like, okay. So it was Joseph Sapien that had the Queen of Swords, right?
Right.
Who finally got to see who will finally get to see his daughters tomorrow after several months of separation. That could have been the feminine aspect that was picking up. I'm not exactly sure, but.
Well, he says he's been worried about them, so if they're, that's emotion. Nothing can bring up emotions like your kids, too, so. Pretty strong emotions there,
Yeah.
No problem, Dana. Just keep trying. We'll let you back in here when you can. Let's see.
Oh, his Wi-Fi is dropping or whatever.
Yeah.
So my pendulum is calling me. So let's do a little pendulum.
Okay.
Let's do something that's this weekend. Oh no. Well, Dana, get on the call. Well, Dana, get on the. Sorry, I'm laughing at my own. It's swinging really fast. Dana, you're getting on. You should see how fast it's swinging. Oh, this is great, Dana. Just take a deep breath in, exhale, and you'll get on. It said yes, definitely. There's no hesitation. That's pretty cool.
Awesome. Let's see. Oh, he's already here. I think it's... Are you there, Dana?
Yeah, hopefully you can hear me.
Yep, we hear you. The pendulum was right.
I'll be
Holy cow.
doggone it worked that time.
Yeah. Well, welcome, brother.
I'm afraid to move now.
Yeah. So how are you liking the new place?
Hi, Dana.
First off, Dana.
Hello. It's nice to actually be on with you both. I don't think I've been on with Sherry's been on there too.
Mm-hmm. No, well, this is Gene.
That's actually... Huh?
I would say you were on with Sherry?
But, no, I haven't been on when you both were on there.
Okay, yeah, this is Gene.
Yeah, well, sorry, I'm
right.
all over the place, man.
No, it's all right. It's okay.
I'm like, I'm staying in a camper right now because I'm temporarily, well, I don't exactly live in here. I mean, I sleep in here, but my friend's house, you know, I go in there and eat and shower and stuff. Got one of them little tiny homes, man. It's like a barn-style thing. So it's only like 8 feet wide, but it's like 30 foot long. It's got lofts and stuff in it and a little porch and, you know, with the roof over it and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So we're setting that up for me to live in. It's actually a friend from YouTube.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she, for some reason, even though I got a little small channel, it somehow recommended my channel to her some time back, and we became friends, and they had an idea of needing some help around here with, you know, a few things, which really isn't much,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And I don't know, man. They just happened to come up with that idea when I was looking for somewhere to go.
Wow.
And it was like the perfect thing, you know. It's like 1.25 acres, so it's not real big, but there's plenty of room out here. She's got like a camping area, all these fairy lights, CDs, and just all these decorations hanging from these trees and shit. It's really cool. It's like being on permanent summer camp.
Wow.
Yeah, her channel is Blue Bottle Bunny Farm. If you ever see it, there's a video on there that's got me in it, showing some art stuff I was doing.
That sounds familiar. I might have come across her channel before.
Yeah, it's I don't know, it's a little bit of everything. She does some singing and music and stuff too, you know, writes some little songs, and you know, it's pretty fun. But yeah, the Missouri thing was something different, you know. It was I talked to the guy, and that was more, seemed like a type of comedy thing, because they sent me a link of another well-known one in Missouri, and the way they had their setup was they created a job, and everybody did that job, and the money went to one big pot and took care of stuff. And I was like, that's not really what I'm looking for. I'm looking for community, but everybody have their own thing, do their own thing. You can trade back and forth and do stuff, but you know.
I'd totally be into something like that, you know. Get a big piece of property and, you know, just kind of, I don't know, I kind of envision it more like a timeshare, other than, you know, there would be people there all the time. That some people go there on vacation, and some people volunteer for a few weeks or a month out of the year. And, you know, a lot like some of the other places like ECETI, you know, might do it. But more community, you know.
Yeah, I had thought of different things, you know, but I didn't have money to end up getting land. But this actually worked out perfect for me, because, you know, it's the right people. Her husband recently just got through his chemotherapy, so having me here kind of helps out. And it's really wild, because it's that synchronistic stuff where, like, I start saying things, it's like, I was just thinking that.
Yeah, that happens when you get with people with similar frequencies. You'll find that that connection's there already. It happens a lot in BQH sessions, you know, like with Gene even, you know, where you're getting like downloads along with what they're saying and pictures in your mind, and just because we have that similar frequency. But, you know, as soon as she read that card, and, you know, I knew you just moved, and it sounded like, I don't know, it sounded kind of synchronistic, so that was really cool.
No, that sounded more like dead on is what it sounded like, you know, because when she said that stuff about, like, inheritance and stuff, it was kind of funny, because Susan was telling me, she's like, yeah, man, she said, we took this very seriously, you know, you're giving up all your Section 8 and all this stuff to come move here, you know. She said, I got to get my will done. Make sure you and Randy, you know, are are taken care of in case anything happens. And I was like, someone just said that. I was like, well, that's interesting.
Right. Wow.
But
That's pretty specific.
And the financial part too. I mean, you know, I don't have to pay rent on this thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we just all help each other out, and so that saves me some money to be able to actually do stuff. You know, get a video camera and some things that I want to do.
That's awesome. So you said it's in Alabama?
Dana, if you ever get the chance.
Sure.
Huh?
Sorry.
Sorry, there's a delay there. If you ever get
Go
a chance,
ahead,
go ahead. I was just asking if it was in Alabama. I couldn't remember where he said it was.
Yeah. Well, that's where I ended up at. I was going to go to Missouri last time we talked.
Oh, okay.
Alabama is beautiful. So, Dana, do you mind if I tell you a little bit more? I'm looking at your card, the Ten of Pentacles, in case anybody is online and looking at the deck. There is it's a wooden box that is highly decorated. And what that means to me is your tiny home that you're living in, and there are woodland animals all around the box, and the box is sitting in tall grass with leaves and trees all around it. So this is the acres that you're living in your tiny home, and inside the box where you're living are all of the pentacles that are just shining and spilling out all over the place. So when we are in service and we are in our flow, then the flow comes back to us. You get into that zero gravity point, or that zero, not sure what the exact terminology is, like the infinity. It goes out like the figure eight, and then it comes back in like a figure eight. You're in your flow. You're giving yourself as service, and then all of the prosperity and blessings will come back to you, and you're in that 0 point. So you're in your flow. That's beautiful. I love this card. I'm looking at it when you're talking.
Dude, that's so awesome you pick up on that, because I get weird stinks and like this, it looks like I'm looking through a portal and stuff, these weird things that happen when I'm completely in flow state, and it's just like synchronicity hits so hard. I mean, 33 has been ringing all day and all this stuff. I'm like, Like, yeah, maybe I'll take a card, see what it says.
That's awesome, because you know, I'm picturing you out in this area that's more, I don't know, in touch with nature is what it feels like.
Oh yeah,
you know?
it's totally. And by the way, I just want to put there, you know, you're really doing very well with them cards and your intuition and picking up on people, man. You're hitting it real good.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, anytime I get the truth
I
bumps, I know
that.
the person's tapping in. And
Oh yeah, that's. I know it's important when you do that stuff, you know, to get the feedback, you know. So if you're dead on, I think it's important for somebody to let you know that, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's definitely very rural. It's funny because I got here and the one place that I always missed, you know, was West Virginia. Well, I just found out here recently that the Appalachian freaking mountain chain actually starts here in Alabama. I'm in the hills, man. I'm surrounded by hills, and my backyard is nothing but acreage that's owned by a few different people. It's just woods as far as you can see. I feel like there's fairies and all kind of stuff around here. It's wild. She's got these cool fairy lights in these jars that we're making. So that was the thing she really dug when I came out here, is I started like trimming these trees and working on stuff, and it was all the areas that she wanted worked on. And then, you know, when she's talking about hanging up stuff, I was like, oh, that'd be cool, man. So I went out there and started doing projects with her and hanging stuff in the trees and everything. And it's just really neat because my backyard is, it's dirt. It's dirt and a whole bunch of trees, but I even got part of my workout equipment back there. And it's cool because the little house thing puts you more in touch with the outside, and that's what I needed. 4 years in apartments driving me crazy. You know, I needed nature back.
Yeah. It's almost like camping out, right? You can hear the sounds of the nature, and it's right outside your door. You're very close to it, and you're closer to the earth itself. Wow.
Yeah, you can even ask the dog about that when we got this pull out on this camper, and it has snaps that go all the way around it, except for on the edge, you know, where you put your head and feet. It's got these bungees. I didn't think nothing about it. My poor dog was sleeping in there last night. And at 5 this morning, I woke up just with this, like, excitability thing going through me, like, get up, get up, get up. And I got up. My dog wasn't in here. And I had this place locked. I'm, like, tripping out. I got partly awake, and I went and asked my friend. She said, yeah, he's sitting in here. Come to find out, he slid through the little opening in the side and hit the ground. And I guess I didn't hear him, so he went to my neighbor's door, you know, my friends, and they let him in. I was like, holy crap, man. So, yeah, the dog knows all about being close to the earth. Poor guy. He was all right, but it did kind of freak me out because I woke up and I'm like, I didn't see no alien spaceships, and I done talked to them. If the dog goes, I'm going with them.
Well, when you first started telling me about where you lived, I was expecting you to say that you do look into the sky and that you do see things from time to time because of where you're so remote, and there's, you know, you can see the sky much clearer. There's not as much light from, you know, neighboring lights.
Yeah,
so I'm not sure if you...
Sorry, go ahead.
No. Sorry, if you go up on one of the hills or something and maybe see something or see lights, yeah. And if you haven't, maybe you will.
Yeah, I was told of a spot to go to right up this hill up here to get a good view, because where I'm at, there's a lot of trees. But when we go out back, it all clears out. And I know I will start seeing stuff, because when I'm still in Michigan, it started to happen. And what it was stuff that I'd seen in dreams. And it was telling me that now's that time, keep looking. And hell, even when I was up in Michigan, I seen, you know, well, when they say the red and blue kachinas, it's something planetary. Mm-hmm. I've seen that stuff and a few other things. But, yeah, I've been waiting to get a good clear night out here so I can walk up on the hill and get away from the, you know, lights here in the house, see what I can see. She said there's some really nice sunrises and stuff back out up on that ridge.
I know some of those areas there with the mountains. I'm not sure about that specific area. You'd have to check it out. But a lot of them will have like high concentrations of quartz and stuff in the land. So it might be a naturally high vibe area. And it would totally not surprise me either. You know what I mean? Because I've been saying that where people. We had a caller like a month ago that said something about somebody got this land on this vortex or something. You know, so. I'm hearing more about this, and I think it has to do with connecting in with the energy of the earth, and, you know, because we're all together, you know.
Yeah, I kept saying these numbers as far as 33. If you look up this town, one of the first numbers it says as far as giving its land coordinates is 33 degrees.
Oh, really? Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, and with that quartz thing, I've been trying to figure out these rocks walking the drive. It's really weird up here because out back it was all strip mine. Mm-hmm. So it's like really hard clay and kind of rocky. But I've been seeing what looks like pieces of granite and stuff. Mm-hmm. And now I'm starting to really zero in on things because I know a few other people. Somebody else that's on YouTube. Well, actually, I think was there somebody comes here, Dust in the Wind. Mm. Anyway, he's showing a bunch of stuff that he's doing, you know, finding. Mm-hmm. And it's so wild because some of that stuff, you know, you can walk right by it. You know, you have to flip it over and know what you're looking for to see it.
Yeah.
So now I'm like walking around everywhere looking at all the rocks. Every time I walk up to the driveway, because the driveway's probably about 100 yards to the main road. You know, we're that far back off the road. And I'm always walking along trying to pick up rocks. And we hadn't had any rain until the last couple of days, so the ground was hard as crap. I'm trying to kick rocks out. I'm like, look at that, man. Is that quartz or is that granite? What is that?
Yeah, they need.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt that. Yeah. I know they said, I've heard that Arkansas is full of crystals and stuff, so it wouldn't surprise me that this stuff would come down through these areas.
Yeah, it's not far
from
here.
I know I was led here.
Yeah.
Yeah. What area are you in?
I'm in Tulsa, but I'm not far from, you know, Tulsa.
Oh, yeah.
Oklahoma's right next to Arkansas, so I think Hot Springs is like 4 hours or something.
Yeah, I had never had any idea. I have an aunt that lives down in southern Alabama. I had no idea Alabama looked like this. When I got in here and started seeing these hills and wilderness in this area, I was like, oh, cool. 'Cause I'm like 30 miles outside of Birmingham. Mm. On a county line, like Jefferson and some other little county. I can't remember what it is.
Where did you just move from again?
Not so big town. Well, I moved from Monroe, Michigan. I was there for about a little over a year, but before that I was stuck in Detroit for like 2.5 years.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so...
You're making progress, it sounds like.
Yeah, well, that last place I was at, it was, even though the area wasn't bad, that I had plenty of people that's actually come over there, and they're like, man, I can feel it here. There was really nasty, depressive vibes stuck in there. The day we left, there was 2 people having an argument over a drug deal in the freaking thing, you know, and it wasn't like a ghetto place, but, yeah, you know. Vibes get trapped in some areas, because that's the same place I thought I was going to, like, die and rot to death and all this weird shit, and then excuse my language, weird stuff, and then I was talking to one of the managers there, and she looked at me and she said, you know, 5 people died here, and she told me all the ways they died. I tapped into the grid, and I felt it, and I didn't know what it was, and it was right before COVID hit, so at the same time, I got the COVID vibe before it came, you know, that everybody was going through, and that I thought I was going to go insane in January.
Yeah, it's a good thing you got out of there when you did, for sure. I mean, you're so much more in tune and in sync and in balance and with the, you know, in flow, definitely. It was such a good move. And that's why all these pentacles are flying out all over the place. And I'm just so really very happy for you. And I'm so grateful for all the feedback. I want to come visit you.
Yeah. Well, I'm very grateful.
I've always hang out in your tiny house. I love that show.
I tell you what, that tiny house thing's becoming real popular, and that's what it is. It's getting back to nature, you know. And I'm glad I called in. You know, that card thing. You know, that actually helped to say yes. You are right. You know, you're where you're supposed to be, and the reason you're feeling all that is, you know.
It gives you the confirmation that you made the right move. Yeah. I mean, you have the feeling, too, that you feel, you know, alive, you feel relaxed, you feel, you know, energetic and, you know, creative. All of those things are indications that you're on the right path, for sure.
Yeah.
It's wonderful, Dana. I'm so happy for you.
Chozo Sapiens in the chat, and he says, yo, that's how I feel in my apartment. The vibes are negative. I don't know if he's referring to something. I think probably, well, I was just going to say I would do a meditation in there and just visualize light just flooding into your apartment and just really pushing out any kind of negative vibes, because doing that and putting some high vibe music, some music that makes you feel happy, I think would transform the whole feeling of the energy at your apartment. Do you feel anything with that, Gene?
Yeah,
you
sage.
Mm-hmm.
Use sage and crystals and for sure. Yeah.
I was doing that stuff every day.
We can't all move down to Alabama in a tiny home, but we can do, you know, try and clear the energy around our area.
Mm-hmm.
And crystals really help to set up barriers and like when you first come into your home, if you put something at the foot of the door, it, you know, protects the energy coming in your door and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, Dana, if you want to stay with Anna T wants a card. Everybody's telling me Anna T wants a card.
Okay.
So, Dana, do you want to stay on when I'm reading the card? You can stay on while I'm reading.
Oh, that's all up to you guys. I don't want to take up any time or nothing.
Oh, that's
stay
totally
on,
fine.
stay on. We need your energy.
Well, I don't know if he's having a...
Oh, okay. I'll stay on the line for the energy thing. Yeah, cool.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Anna T, this is for you. So I was shuffling because I saw it back there. A couple of people were saying Anna T wants a card. So I was shuffling, and you got the 8 of Swords. And it says that feeling restricted. Fear is preventing you from moving forward, and your confidence may have taken a knock. However, as this image shows, none of the swords actually touch the woman, and only bound senses are preventing her from moving out of the situation or seeing clearly. So there is a woman who is kneeling in a white dress, and she has chains around her wrist, and she has a white blindfold on, and she has the 8 swords suspended in air around her, like surrounding her, but none of the swords are actually touching her. And it says, the advice of this card is to remain calm and strong, not to give into feelings of paralysis in order to progress out of the situation. Bear in mind that the swords depicted in this card also represent clarity of thought, and therefore the answer is available to you. Perhaps you need to look at the situation differently.
That's a really great message, and it's really a message that I think fits a lot of people that I come across, with a whole range of whether it's sort of noticing synchronicities in a way that they've never had before, and it's just sort of scary that you start seeing things and everything, you start noticing the connections with everything, and then it seems like you're targeted instead of chosen, and you can have this whole negative vibe feeling of, just noticing a lot of different things. So I totally see just having this positive outlook, like you're saying. What was the card again?
8 of Swords.
8 of Swords.
And it's only your senses that are preventing her from moving out of the situation or seeing it clearly. Like you may feel stuff, you may feel not trapped, but
paralyzed from
like
the fear or whatever, right?
Yeah, exactly, right. But it's only an illusion.
Right, they're not really touching you. It's only a perceived danger.
Right. And as Laura Lee started off this whole night saying, your thoughts will manifest, your reality. And if you change your thoughts and change your perception and, look at it as an opportunity, and it does say something about strength in here. The advice of this card is to remain calm and strong and not to give in to feelings of paralysis in order to progress out of this situation. The answer is available to you. Perhaps you need to look at the situation differently. Yeah.
But that's kind of like the whole gatekeeper thing, when there's like a fear involved with whether it's, going out of body or having a new gift come online. It's sort of like you have to get through that fear layer. That's not real, but it's, once you push through it, you feel like it was nothing, but it feels like, a limitation, something you can't get beyond until you do pass through it, and then things get easier, if that makes sense. It was just an illusion to begin with,
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, okay. Anna T's saying yay.
That makes
There to help us.
Yeah, and Dana's actually talked about this very thing on his channel. Just the whole shifting your thoughts and stuff,
Yeah, fear is one of the things I've had to deal with quite a bit, but come to find out, it really, it was just there to help me grow. But during it, it's hard to see that.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. And you hear people actually say that, like, well, what I thought was actually, something after me was actually there to help me. And, it's just the shift in your perspectives. But, even a pop quiz can feel like you're being attacked in high school, right? You show up.
Oh, yeah.
Don't really feel like being there. Pop quiz, you feel accosted, right? So, but,
no.
So yeah, that's kind of how when things pop up, I'm like, oh, it's a bonus round or it's a pop quiz, and I find that you can move through things faster that way when you have that sort of outlook, rather than I'm being attacked again, the world's down on me, or I'm targeted, or whatever, whatever the case is, that sort of puts you in that out of control, or it takes the power away from yourself as as being control of your reality. Your sovereignty. That's the word I'm looking for.
Not everything is as it seems.
Mm-hmm.
It's not. It just because it looks one way doesn't mean it is that way.
Absolutely.
And you can look at it. I mean, yeah, you have the power to manifest and change it. It's only your senses.
Yeah.
It's an illusion. It's all depends on how you look at it. It's interesting. Good. Well, all the best to you. And what does she say? I do feel chained to the family business. I'm grateful.
I can kind of relate with that because I kind of felt like that with, being like the third generation of ministers and preachers. Like I had this sort of expectation to go out and continue to be a preacher, pastor, evangelist, that sort of thing, And in a way, I'm still doing what I feel is right and speaking my truth. It's just not so religious. So I am carrying on the legacy in a way.
When Anna T. gave me that information about being chained to the family business, I wonder if she is not feeling like she can be her authentic self by working with the family business, but maybe she can do something that is her strength or bring her own gift to the family business. Like, I don't know, like let's say there's a restaurant family business or something, and she has to work in the restaurant business, but she can't stand the food. Maybe she can decorate the place, or maybe she can do the advertising, or maybe she can do the uniforms, or maybe do whatever excites you, maybe add that to the business so you can be more of yourself, your authentic self. Use your gifts, use what excites you, like follow your bliss, and still be part of the family business, but not having to be in the kitchen with the food, because if you don't like working with food, you know what I mean? I have no idea if it's a restaurant. I'm just saying that whatever it is, she can still bring her own self to the business and be fulfilled by offering something that she's good at, that's a natural gift of hers, that would give her a sense of being fulfilled and not necessarily chained.
Yeah, I can see that. And that's a perfect example with a restaurant too, because maybe you're working at this family restaurant that doesn't serve anything that you even eat. Well, maybe you can add a dish or a meal to the thing that you would eat, and you would be providing yourself with a meal as well as expanding for others that would normally not eat there. But I mean, that's a good example that you can sort of move it into any arena. If it's a bookstore, maybe adding a few books that you're interested in, or whatever. That sort of expansion into making it more of a place you're interested in working.
And we're all rebels, Anna. Just so that you know, I grew up in a family that had a family business. My father had a hair salon, and all my sisters became hairdressers except for me. And I'm like, there's no way I'm going to do that. I was not interested in it at all. So I was the rebel, but I can empathize with you as far as family business and expectations and things. And not being fulfilled, and having to work at the family business because you're part of the family, but try and bring part of yourself into it. And if not, maybe you can do something that is more fulfilling for yourself, like a small side job or something that you can do on the side or on weekends or nights, or something a little more creative, something that fulfills your soul,
Yeah, that's good. Good
advice. Well.
I say with a land of misfit toys, it's a beautiful thing. It's like all my friends are the land of misfit toys.
Yeah, that's
absolutely.
That's a great way of looking at it. But we're strong together, and it's nice to be in a group like this. So.
Yeah, we have fun and play, man. That's the land of misfit toys. They were all cool, man.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, well, the alternative is it could be sad. It could be like if you have to be a cookie cutter and you have to be a football player and you have to be a cheerleader, you know, that like those archetypes that people have to be what you're expected to be, that they are under a lot of pressure too, but we are able to break out of that expectations of society and be ourselves and be proud of it, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No offense to any, you know, football players or cheerleaders or anybody. I'm just saying, you know, like the high expectations that society puts on people sometimes.
Absolutely, yeah. That's totally true.
Yep.
Let's see.
When we're already perfect, exactly the way we are.
So you guys, we still have a little time. If you want a card reading, just say something in the chat, or you can actually call in. Are you going to be doing some videos, Dana, of your new place there, or from your new place, or have you? Have you yet? I haven't been over your channel in a few days.
I've tried to do videos, and I actually wrote down some stuff, but because I don't have internet out here, and I'm trying to do it outside without going in the house, I really ain't been able to do live feeds right. They're like really sketchy and stuff, and I had one where my microphone went off chipmunk.
I always feel like that's a higher team playing with us, you know.
Yeah, I got some like little clips of video on my Canon camera, and I'm gonna try and sew them all together, and then take the laptop in the house and just load a regular video so people can see everything here. You know, me walking around the property and different stuff.
Yeah, I'd love to see it, man. That'd be cool.
Yeah, there's actually one video if you guys want to look it up on the Blue Bottle Bunny Farm. Let's see. Well, the last two videos I was part of. Well, the second one, all I did was hold a camera while she was washing one of the rabbits. But the first one, the one right before that, there was me, her, and Randy sitting outside, and we were talking about me moving down there. It actually, the video is called "We Adopted a Full-Grown Man." Just did that jokingly, you know. We figured that would definitely get people's attention. But yeah, they got me on there with a couple things I was doing. Like, it's weird because I say stuff and it just like it's the manifesting thing. Sometime back, I'm like, I'm gonna get me a good walking stick one of these days. I'm gonna find me one of the good twisted branches somewhere. So I'm out here trimming trees, and I'm like, well, I gotta trim back all this privet to expose this maple, and maybe we'll hang some stuff from this maple. And as I was trimming all that privet, that maple had I don't know if it's poison ivy or Virginia creeper, but anyways, it had some kind of vine wrapping around this branch, and it was a perfect walking stick. So I ended up with a walking stick and this weird little wand thing I was making. So they got me on video showing what I was doing with that, and some polymer clay, and they never messed with clay. She does some really cool artistic stuff, and she's got an art room and bunches of clay and just all this stuff. So I've pretty much been like a kid just playing with things. I mean, I've done a little bit of work. My tennis elbow got aggravated, but that's because I was trying to cut really big stuff with loppers instead of getting out a chainsaw.
Right.
But yeah, I'll eventually get back to doing some videos once I get the internet figured out better.
You should, when you get off the call or whatever, you should post that link in there if you can. Man, I'd love to see that video, and I don't know that I'll be able to find that later. You said it's the Blue Bonnet. What again?
Yeah. Blue Bottle Bunny Farm.
Blue Bottle Bunny Farm.
Yeah, she's got. She takes rabbits. She raises rabbits, but she also does these things that she hangs from trees, like decorations, and she uses these bottles, and a lot of them are blue. That's where the Blue Bottle Bunny Farm came from.
Okay.
But I'm gonna go ahead and go get a link right now.
Yeah, that'd be cool, and then I can click it, and then I'll be able to watch it later. I'd love to see the property. Yeah. It sounds beautiful. What's the weather been like there? Is it cold yet, or?
It's been raining the last few days, but it hadn't rained the whole time we were here. And I came down here right as a hurricane was supposed to be coming up, and it veered way away from us. Didn't even touch this area.
Yeah.
So it's like by Wednesday we're supposed to be back to 85 degrees.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Nothing like being up north. When I left Michigan, it was like 38 degrees one morning.
Wow.
So now I'm down, and that's it's good because I'm 150 pounds. I'm not built like an Eskimo, you know. I'm built to be running around in a loincloth or something. I'm not built for that Eskimo stuff.
Right.
I don't have enough fat layers on me, you know.
I got my fat layers, but I still get cold.
Yeah, it's not everybody's built for that stuff. I don't know.
It's just rough for me. I cool off really easy, so when it starts to get cold, it takes me a little bit of time to adjust, a few weeks, and then I can handle some pretty cold stuff. But man, at first it's pretty bad. Trying to adjust. I mean, like 50 degrees. Like I've went out a few mornings, like it's gotten you know that nostalgic back to school cold morning feeling, you know, and where you want a jacket on, and you know it feels good, but at the same time, before, you know, as a kid I loved to just hang out in it. Now I'm like, it's a little chilly. I'm gonna go back in, you know. But that's awesome. Where are you at again, Gene? You're further north, aren't you?
I'm just outside of Washington, D.C. I live in the state of Maryland.
Oh, okay.
Where the
Maryland.
D.C. Beltway, they call it a Beltway.
Yeah.
I've been to Maryland once, but I was over on the far side where all the mountains were. There's a place there, I see the sign, it's called Friendsville. I was like, that sounds like an awesome name for a town.
Yeah, that
is. Yeah, it was like all rolling hills and trees and stuff. I was like, yeah, this looks like a nice area. I don't know where the Friends are, though. It looks like Sasquatch territory.
Higher dimensional Friends town, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
That's awesome. Well, man, I'm glad you're settling it in there, and I don't know if we have any other cards. But.
Well, actually, Anna T., who she said that she doesn't have a restaurant, but she works in a retail lumber yard. That's the family business. Mm-hmm. And she said she needs to get an exit plan. So I asked my pendulum, will Anna T. eventually leave the family business? And it said yes. And I tried to say, is she going to be leaving in the next 6 months? And it was perfectly still, would not swing anywhere. So I think that for right now, just keep doing what you're doing, but make your plans, figure out your bliss, you know, look around, you know, try and figure out what to do when the time does come. But she may want to just, you know, stay put in this uncertain times, and maybe 2021 there'll be an opportunity and she'll be ready, and when she sees the opportunity, she can make the step forward. So eventually, yes, you will be leaving the family business, but at this time, and the pendulum, I mean, it's hard to make a pendulum be still, and it was perfectly still, like, don't move, don't make a move. I'm like, okay. So I had to share that with her. I'm like, oh, my pendulum, is she going to leave? I love this. I'm telling you, if you guys have like a ring or a necklace or anything that has a little bit of weight to it, and, you know, you don't have to get an official pendulum. You just, I mean, like I told you, I used tea bags before. It just helps to clarify. And you know how things change. You can't really predict the future per se, but you can find out what it looks like today, what the possibilities are for the future as of today, you know. But tomorrow things may change, so you have to keep asking and be patient. But that's good. I'm glad. Anna T. was very insistent, and thanks for all the other folks on the chat to help her out and say Laura T. wants, or Anna T. wants one, Anna T. wants one. So that is easy.
So this arrowhead necklace probably worked in. I got a little necklace that's a piece of obsidian arrowhead.
Yeah.
That work as a pendulum?
Oh, yeah, anything. Cool. Even like a washer on a string.
It's all intention, eh?
Exactly.
Exactly. Yeah, it's all intention.
And, you know, you have to practice with it a little bit and ask it yes and no questions, you know, like definitely, am I 6 feet tall? Am I 4 feet tall? Do I have, you know, whatever, blonde hair? You have to ask it, you know, kind of get to know the changes or the swings to it and the connection, and then it'll start working for you. So.
learn something new.
Were you going to say something, Shane?
Yeah, I'd forgotten what I was going to say for a second, but now I remembered that Dana posted the link in to go check out where he's living now, and I went ahead and liked it. So if you guys are watching this later, instead of having to try to find it in the chat, just look at under my liked videos. And it's called "We Adopted a Full-Grown Man." Is that something like that?
Yeah. Yeah.
But that looks beautiful there. Yeah, I'll have to watch it. I didn't have the sound up, but that looks nice.
Yeah, and that's just one little spot where we were sitting at. But up on top of that hill, there's like a camping area, and there's all kind of neat stuff around here. It's fun.
That's funny. There's 33 people watching right now. Because you brought up the 33 earlier. Right. Like, there it is again.
Yeah. Well, it's been all over the place through this whole process. It was weird because 33, 333, and what ended up happening was the universe gave me 3 options. It said, here's your freak out option. You know, here's this one, and I'm not going to say which is which, but, you know, if you're just totally freaking out and want to run, here's a place. You said that you wanted land and quite possibly would just camp out and stay somewhere, so that was another option. And then the real thing that I really wanted was somewhere where I could just go be me, have some people that are like family, and do my thing, and that was this one. So it, like, gave me 3 options. It's like really wild, man. What they say about manifesting, truthfully, if you get to a point where stuff starts happening, be careful, because you can also start manifesting. Wherever your emotions go, you're manifesting. So if your emotions are going to a crappy place, you might start manifesting some not so good stuff. I've been there. It's like, oh, don't do that, or don't drop this. Boom, there it goes. Oh, what the heck? Why did I even think that?
Yep, I know exactly what you're talking about. And it's like just the fear of it brings it about, you know, like you're afraid you're going to drop something. Or I've had people that I know that was learning how to drive, and the fear of pulling out caused them to not pull out, and a car rear-ended them, you know. So it's their fear of getting in an accident made them extra fearful, and they actually got hit because of it, you know what I mean? Because the person saw they didn't have a reason to stop, so they were looking the other way to see if they can keep pulling out, and ran right into the back of them. So, yeah, so fear can bring about right there. I mean, that's a perfect example of how, you know, if they would have just said, hey, there's nobody coming, let me pull on out. But instead they hesitated and caused the wreck, you know.
Yeah.
Hey, feisty kitty.
Stuff, man.
Yeah, it's so cool to see different people moving around and these connections being made. So it's really awesome.
Yep.
It's been kind of a long
I'll go
time
ahead and
coming.
get out here, and y'all can, I don't know, if there's another caller or somebody wants a card or something. Or
Well, I appreciate you calling in, man. And keep us updated on how things are going there and stuff. I'll be watching your channel, though.
Yeah. I like. Go ahead. Sorry.
I was just going to say it was really cool connecting with you, Dana, and thank you so much for sharing all of your joy and bliss. I can feel myself there right with you. So enjoy.
Yeah, sorry I called you the wrong name. It's definitely not the same voice. It's just my head's been a bunch of places.
Oh, no, it's fine.
It happens. I appreciate everything, though, and I love calling in, just talking to y'all, because everybody here, we're all like family and shit, so.
Yeah,
there goes that word again. Sorry. I'm going to get control of that word eventually.
No sweat, man. No sweat at all. Well, I appreciate you. Lots of love to you, brother.
Yep. Lots of love to y'all. Have a beautiful evening.
You too. Bye-bye.
You too. Bye-bye.
That's so awesome that, I don't know. I like traveling, and I hate moving, but I like being in somewhere, a new place, you know.
Yeah.
But I don't really
followed
dig
his guidance and picked up and got out of there and went to help somebody, ended up helping himself, and really is in his element and really is loving it. I mean, I think that's beautiful.
Yeah.
know?
Let's see. First time on this stuff. Great job. Thank you. Oh, Lark Singh. Thank you. Let's see. And Feisty Kitty went back to East City last weekend. That's awesome. Guess it's been about a year. Does anybody want a card? We got like 10 minutes left if somebody wants a card before we go. Or we could pull a closing card or something and talk about it. Maybe.
I don't know how to do emojis on my computer. I know how to do them on my phone, but I'm just. Aw, Morgan. He's cute. Such a comfy, fun listen to you all. Yeah, get your cards out again, Morgan. For sure. Yeah, this is, the veils are lifting, the times are changing, and the manifestation is really quickening. So now's the time, for sure.
How about an overall message for the group moving forward? What about maybe finishing out the year? Our group for 2020, the rest of 2020.
Sure, I'm shuffling now.
See if we're going to get a charging forward or a hermit card or something. We'll see.
Hermit. No, the hermit's card's already been pulled, so we're rest assured we're safe.
Okay.
This is a good one. Depends on. I mean, you can interpret it any way you want, but through the end of the year, there's a justice card.
Ooh, I love that.
Yeah, and she has scales,
I got chills.
and the scales are balanced.
Yeah.
And she has a white dress on, and she has a blindfold, and the scales, and the sun, and it's justice, and it's number 11. The card number is 11, Shane.
Wow.
I know you love 11.
Yeah. I got my 1111 hat on, matter of fact.
Don't tease me. I'll get the pendulum and make sure you do.
I really do. Yep.
Remember last time I said, "Do you have a purple shirt?" Well, I'm what? Okay, so the Justice card interpretation, and then I'm going to read the description just because it's so beautiful. But you guys can look at it too. Page missing 120. Yeah, there's a page. I know. Justice is very much a card of balance, though more of the rational, logical thinking, using the intelligent mind rather than the emotional self. A balanced mind will be required in order to come to a well-balanced decision that is fair and reasonable for all concerned. That's telling. Mm-hmm. It can represent the legal ruling upon a matter falling in favor of the rightful side. Legal documents are implied, including marriage agreements. Justice usually has a beneficial outcome unless other cards indicate otherwise. No, I'm thinking it's a beneficial outcome. That's for sure what I thought.
Yep.
The woman, and then I'll read the description. The woman representing justice stands between two pillars, signifying the need to balance duality. Wow. That's powerful.
It is, because if you remember, that was the whole message from the Mandela effect I got, is we need balance between the whole masculine and feminine need balance. We need more nurturing and love. And so this is
all duality.
Yeah.
Good and bad, high and low, black and white, any kind of duality.
Yeah.
There needs to be a balance. We need to come together to that 0 point in the infinity symbol, get away from the, sides. Let me go on. She wears white representing the purity of her purpose, and she is blindfolded, signifying her impartiality. Before her stands the scales of justice, carefully balanced. She holds her hands up to heaven, and they are illuminated with light that strikes down towards the symbol of the sun, which is a male energy that sits at the stem of the scales. The scales, I'm getting chill bumps all over me. The scales is a feminine symbol, the astrological sign of Libra, showing the need for balance. The woman stands between the set of stone steps, perhaps representing our path so far. Now is the time to make balanced decisions that will affect where our path leads in the future. I mean, is that just not so?
Yeah.
No matter what your view is everybody wants balance, everybody wants liberty. I mean, everybody wants justice, you know. We all want the same thing. We all want safety and prosperity and family. And the symbols throughout this card show the essence of duality through the two different energies represented, male and female, yin and yang. That's another one. And the need to keep all things in balance. Such is the nature of the universe. Wow. Thank you, Shane, for asking me for that card. And you know, it's all new to me too when I read it, you know. What?
I said that's so awesome. Yeah, it was. I think Chozo Sapien that said an overall message for the group. But yeah, that's cool because that really is at the heart of what so many of us are wanting, you know.
Yeah, and this is the time where we need to see the card. It's a very, very beautiful card, and it struck me as soon as I looked at it. And it's beautiful. You said through the end of the year, what do all of us need for all of us in the group here?
Yeah.
That's what we're all praying for. Oh, that's beautiful. That's really nice. I like that. I've never had the Justice card before.
What number is that? You said 11?
So.
It's the 11th card?
It is.
Okay, I'll have to go look at that one. That's awesome. Well, we're going to have Jean back, you guys, next month in October sometime. We're going to set a date, and we'll do a video. That way you don't have to look up the cards. We'll have them on the screen, and I'll probably be able to pull up images and just show a nice big image on the screen or something. But we'll figure it out.
Oh, that would be fun.
Yeah.
That would be fun.
Yeah, that way you don't have to try to get the glare off of it and all that stuff. You know what I mean? I can just pull up the number that you pull. Yeah. Because that's what I did when I checked it out later. I just kept Googling the card that you pulled, you know.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Yeah. So, guys, thank you again for helping me practice and for giving me the feedback and, you know, confirming the validations, you know. It means the world to me. I really, really do appreciate it. And I appreciate you, Shane, for giving me this opportunity. And
it's really fun for me.
I'm trusting me.
I'm living vicariously through you. I'm having a blast. Matter of fact, you guys, if you're interested in being a part of that show next month, reach out to Jean or I, and you know that way we'll have a few people lined up maybe. So if you're listening to this and sounds like something you might want a live reading on a Zoom call with us, just drop one of us an email or reach out, and that way we'll have a few people lined up, and that'll be fun.
Exactly. And not only everybody that's on the chat tonight, but there's other people that listen like I used to throughout the whole week, you know. So if you're listening to this and we can put your name down to book you for the date, and we'll let you know what date it is.
Yeah, like probably middle of October. So so if you guys are watching this and it's still beginning of October, even go ahead and reach out, you know. Or even if it's later, because we'll probably do them from time to time. Sounds fun. Let's see. Everybody's thanking us.
That's so sweet.
Love you all. Okay, yeah. And even if you want another one, Lark, that'd be cool. So you can just reach out. And we'll see what happens and get an update on what's been going on in the meantime. So awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here, Jean.
That's such a positive card.
Which one? Oh, the Justice one?
The Justice card. I'm so excited.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm so excited about going and looking it up because I totally got chills. That was, man, it's really cool. And that one just popped up too, right? The corner of it popped up?
Yes. It's amazing the way it's been one card and the same corner in the same way kept popping out.
Yeah, that's neat.
So, you know, divinely guided for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, thank you, Shane, and thanks everybody. And I think I'm going to pop off if everybody's good.
Yeah, we can wrap it up, and expect to see Gene back real soon. You guys, lots of love, light, and unity, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks again, Gene, so much.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye. Be sure to check out the website at uotf.net. There you will find the live stream schedule displayed in your local time right there on the front page. Below that, you'll find links to take the Beyond Quantum Healing course at a discounted rate, purchase our book, Mandela Effect, Friend or Foe, in paperback or ebook, or to contact me to schedule a BQH session. At the top of the site, you'll find links to help support the work I do, access the free private forum where you can discuss organizing get-togethers in your area, Mandela effects, and more. Thank you all so much for being here.